now, we're not talking Batman, we're not talking any of those people who have, some level of superpowers now. Now, I believe that self-awareness is one of the greatest superpowers that you need to have as a person. Because if you are not aware of yourself and aware of the contributions that you are put here to make, then you'll just be moving in shadows and you'll be moving from place to place. But the moment you are aware of what you contribute, the moment you are aware of yourself as a person and the value that you bring to the table, it becomes a whole different ball game for you. You're no longer operating with such level of timidity, but now you're very confident in yourself and everything that you do. Now, for some people, let me talk to the class of people who actually bring something to the table, but they water that value down. So people will now abuse it. You know what I mean? So you have something, you are very valuable, but you don't even realize how valuable you are until you start to cast your pearls before swine. And so nobody is going to think of it as such value because you don't even recognize it as some level of value. So yes, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, this is your cue to soul search, so that you become fully aware of who you are, what you contribute, and what exactly you're put here to do. See, this whole world is much more than cruise. It's much more than, vibing and doing all that you need to do. There is a reason that you're here, and that is why it's called purpose. The moment you search that out, trust me, you become an entirely different person. That's the most I can say. You become entirely different. So yes, do that as much as possible. It's the weekend, so I'm prepping your mind to give yourself the assignment of trying to discover yourself step by step. You get to that point. Thank you so much for listening to that, and I hope you do consider that which I've said today. It's 14 minutes gone past the hour of 10, and of course, it's the Midday Extra show. We have a line of things we will do on the show today, and first of it is the General Open Banters, which is one of the most constant things that happen here on the General Open Banters. Now, the second hour of the day is Abuja Now, and on Abuja Now, we bring topical issues centered around the city of Abuja. Now, the third hour of Thursdays, we call it Real Talk, but we're trying to swap it to something much more fun. But anyways, you have to stick around again with us to find that out. And then lastly, we have the no gray areas, and this is where you get to answer the questions using a yes or a no. It was an amazing time. I think it was yesterday or 2 days back where we said answer the questions but do not say a yes or a no, and we had a lot of you flop. But anyways, I'm not laughing at you. I celebrate your ability to even try. So yes, an amazing time, and I look forward to having quite an amazing show with you all seated right here. It's been a minute ahead from some of us, the likes of Comrade, the likes of Hundu. I've not heard from, who haven't I heard from again? Bibi Blessing, she calls catchily these days. Y'all have been on and off. Some of you, I'd like to hear from you and would like to see exactly how you're doing. So remember, it's Martha in the studio, and of course my girl
and Holly Ray's in the studio too.
Yes,
you've said it all. Said it all. I like the fact that you're really giving people this awareness to discover yourself. And plus, today is the 4th day of April, all right? Somebody somewhere might be celebrating birthday. Every day is always somebody's birthday.
Of course.
So I wish you guys all the best. And plus, today is International Day of Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mines. This is an action is observed to spread awareness about the threat caused by land mines, all right, to safety, health and lives of civilian populations and all of that, and also to encourage state government to develop mine clearing programs. That is what today is all about, all right? So keep it locked down with Martha and Holy Ray.
Thank you so much, guys. Please keep it locked down like she said. We definitely will be right back.
The good tunes just don't stop. The good tunes just don't stop.
Pretty amazing. I saw a video today where it was a black boy getting bullied at the pool. He went to the pool, asked them to shake hands with him, and then they refused to shake hands with him, and then the guy goes punching about 7 people, beating all 7 of them. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's not the way to go. But obviously it was pretty annoying that you go to a public pool and you were prevented from swimming like every other person would do. thank God he had the strength to do whatever he did to defend himself, actually. So, but anyways, just songs like this just reminds us of our heritage, regardless of the fact that our skin is black. It does not mean we are inferior. It does not mean that we have nothing to offer. We actually do have a lot to offer. As 25 minutes gone past the hour of 10, and it's the nation's capital. Of course, it's officially time where we get to talk about the business of the nation. And this is Nigeria. This is the General Open Banters. This platform is dedicated to constantly talking about the things that we see and we know can change. Now, it is no news that electricity tariff has been increased, and Uduak did talk about that extensively on the show yesterday. Now, the tariff from 68 naira per kilowatt, it's now 225 naira per kilowatt, and it was increased, per hour from 68. I don't know how these things have been calculated, but it's a 300% hike, and it took effect from April 1st, 2024. Now, there've been so many talks as to why this tariff was hiked. The electricity tariff was hiked. According to them, they can no longer sustain so many things. Let me get the report of Musiliu, who is the vice chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, says the commission hiked the tariff of electricity because generation companies could not pay for gas and maintain their machines. He stated this yesterday. The commission approved the increase of electricity tariff for customers under the Band A classification. Now, this is exactly, and according to him, said if we took at section 1, if you look at section 116 subsection 2A of the Electricity Act, it mandates the commission to ensure that the licenses operating efficiency allowed to recover sufficient revenue for the capital invested and all of that talk. But now we see NLC and CSOs reject the electricity tariff hike because we're looking at, remember one time here when we were talking about unintended consequences, so you do something, it's just like removing the fuel subsidy. The intention of that was not to inflate the prices of things, not to put Nigerians in hardship. It was just an unintended consequence, but I mean, the subsidy was removed because according to them there's a lot of fraud in this system, but it still affected the price of things in the market, and it eventually caused the hardship to people. So electricity tariff, we're looking at it, there are also unintended consequences. Already we have a number of companies leave Nigeria because of the hike of electricity bills.
Actually, I was going to tell you that I was directly affected because I am directly affected in my business. From 30,000 naira electricity bill, they brought 120 something. And I made a letter protesting for that, all right? That they should review the rates. The
increase.
The increase. While working on that one, they came and disconnected, even without even coming to the shop to find out as to why we have not made payments. So sometimes I feel like apart from the price, the rates of the electricity hiking, the staff also need to understand that people who are doing businesses need to suffer.
Protest. Yes. Anyways, they suffer from that.
You understand? Because you lost goods, and things are so pretty expensive these days.
Exactly. So now the Nigerian Labour Congress and some civil society organizations have kicked against the new hike in electricity tariff in the country. Those who spoke to Daily Trust yesterday said all the reasons given by the government officials on the increase were not tenable. Saying even in advanced societies, citizens enjoy subsidies on some basic necessities like fuel and electricity. So yes, that's it. Let me know, or let us know exactly what your thoughts are about that, because again, we're looking at, you remember, we're so happy that the naira is now appreciating. We're looking at the decrease in the price of goods and services, and we're saying things will be much more affordable. But if we remove that factor and now consider the increase in the electricity, it will almost be the same thing. So you're rubbing off one side and you're taking away one side. So I mean, it also has, we're still in the same boat right there. Now, we also see that I think Otuak also talked about the fact that the student loan have been finally passed into law. The student loan bill have been passed into law. President Bola Tinubu, he signed the student loan reenactment bill into law at the State House. I think this happened yesterday. Now, the executive bill was titled A Bill for an Act to Repeal the Student Loans Access for Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2004 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational trainings and skill acquisition and for related matters was signed yesterday at the State House in the presence of the leadership of the National Assembly, ministers and stakeholders of education. So that is a way to go. That's way to go. I hope that this makes I hope this makes education much more accessible to a lot of people,
especially to those who have been unable to access education now. So this should be an open opportunity for them.
This
be on board.
Exactly. So these are the stories we will be talking about today on the General Open Banters. The phone lines are open already on 090-7353-0044
or 090-8766-8888.
You can also leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your thoughts are by sending a message, of course, on 090-9705-4450. It is the General Open Banter. Let me call that again. On WhatsApp, you can send us voice notes. You can send us WhatsApp messages on 090-9705-4450. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Madam Speaker, I greet you and I greet your colleague. I didn't know her name.
Holy Ray.
Okay.
Olajide, is good to have you join us.
Thank you, Madam Mata. My name is Olajide from Wuseson Says. On the issue on the Bona, which is the increase in the electricity tariff. Madam Speaker, just like you said earlier on, when you are trying to introduce us to this topic, you made mention about the fuel subsidy. That it is not that government intended to punish Nigerians, but there are certain decisions that needs to be taken, irrespective of who else is God. There are some policies government has to implement, no matter how hard it is. But the Speaker, don't let us not forget that in years back, we will be clean, line up, sleeping at filling stations. And Nigeria says, no, government should find way. Any amount they want to sell it so that we can get it easily. And the bottleneck, the stumbling block, which is the subsidy, was removed. You can easily drive to filling station today, buy any amount of fuel you want to buy, you go back to where you are going. Easily. Since this inception of oil subsidy removal, since last year, everybody can testify to it, and they are genuine fuel. Don't forget, in those days, they are fuel that has spoiled many vehicles, that have disrupted many machines. But today, since there's no more any this thing, get the better fuel, bring it, sell it to people, and people are buying. And today, the most talk about Dangote refinery is now supplying. The same refinery people say it's audio, it's a scam. It started supplying. Another one is going on in Akwa Ibom by Bua. And that is what we are saying. See, the governance is not only for government to provide all these things. The private investors, the Nigerians that are well to do, let them come up. Especially on this electricity now. Back to what we are discussing. This is time for state to invest massively on electricity generation. This is time for local government. This is time for private investors. This is the time for people that are well to do, that they have the money. If for a local government you can generate large for, you can do it easily. But if they don't remove this bottleneck, the private sector won't be able to come. This is time for anybody now to go into it to help the economy. And I pray God will bless Nigeria. God will bless Igwe FM. Madam Speaker, Madam Mata, and your colleague. God Almighty will be with you people. You are doing well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Martha, and good morning to Honeywell.
Good morning,
good morning
to you, and thanks for calling us.
Good morning to Elder Ola.
Okay.
When this government came into power, I remember vividly, even Elder Olajide can testify, when Jonathan increased fuel, what did this government, when they say Occupy Nigeria come to power, say? They say kill corruption, not subsidy. And some people will call and say, the people, other people, we are benefiting. Neighboring country, didn't we have security for our neighboring country? Didn't we have custom that they will go to the people's house in the night and be broken shop in search of foreign rice? What is the work of custom? What is the work of our security men that they can't stop them from subsidizing for other neighboring countries? Now they say electricity tariff, and people now even we don't have labor because our labor are a bulldog that they can only bag but they can't buy. We don't have labor in this country. I remember if it were in other government, you will see a lot of protests and people will come out in mass and say we don't want it anti-policy. Now they are saying the people that enjoy 20 hours life. The question is that at your radio station, in that your radio station, do you people benefit 20 hours life? Now we are talking of company. You make mention, thank God you make mention about 700 companies folded up. Now we are talking of this electricity tariff is going to affect this little company that has been managing. The price will be on the commodity that the little few companies that are still residing in Nigeria managing. Now, so some people will say, in abroad, life is cheap, but things are being made, they provide, they pay high taxpayer money, they pay tax and they benefit from it. Even me as I'm speaking to you, I pay tax. My father was paying tax, and I said, you guys there, before they pay you salary, they remove it for your salary. You pay tax to the government. Then tell me, what is the government subsidizing for this Nigeria now? In other places, they don't subsidize. There are some things that they subsidize for their citizens. Tell me, is there anything that this government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu subsidize for Nigeria? You provide water for yourself, you buy electricity. Even the prepared meter, they say is going to cost about 300,000 naira to protect a prepared meter. Something that in some African countries like Senegal and other countries and Botswana are giving free prepared meter. Even in Ghana are giving free prepared meter.
All right,
Nigeria. Which way Nigeria? When in Nigeria.
Thank you, Salasi. Let's keep it short so that we can have as many people contribute. Hello, good morning to you.
Martha, I greet you.
Mr. Sonny the Prince, good morning to you.
Thank you. How is work, my dear sister?
Good morning.
Work is great, thank you. Raise hell.
Well, for me personally, I am tired. It's like I'll stop calling on radio because we are not getting anything in return. The 10 months of Buhari, 10 months of Tinubu leadership is suffering tripled Buhari 8 years of administration. Everything all about this government is generating tax, increasing. They don't even care how the people are faring. Anything World Bank, IMF told him, that is exactly what it does. And IMF doesn't even understand the way we are faring in this country. They don't even understand the hardship in this country. All they are busy advising government, take subsidy out of this, take subsidy out of that. It was in December IMF that told federal government to promote first subsidy completely. That's to say that it was even partial subsidy removal that was enforced. So the increase is small and it's really telling on people. We don't see like, even before now we have been paying darkness bill. And before now that the tariff is even equal, that means the people in Band A are enjoying life, while we in Band B, Band C and Band others are not seeing life. That means we are paying for them to service those in Band A.
But that's why. But the tariff increase is for Band A, like I said earlier. The tariff increase is for Band A, not B and C. Yes, of course.
That's what I'm saying. Martha, you don't get me.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
I said before now that we're the tariff equal. Yeah. That we're buying for 64 naira.
Yeah.
Both those in Band A that are using 20 hours power supply.
Yes.
And some of us are in Band B and Band C that don't feel like.
Yes.
We buy the same amount of money, 64 naira.
Yeah.
Now they have increased the Band A, and there are a lot of people in Abuja here that are still in Band A that don't feel like. Some people that live in Warimpa is in Band, but they don't feel like. Some people in Lugbe, they are in Band A, they don't feel like. There's only some people in city center here that enjoy the light up to 20 hours. While some that are in band A don't even see the light. What I'm saying in essence is this, I've been following government one administration to one administration. And it's not everything that government tells us that they will do for us that they always do. Sometimes they deny the promise made to us by them. Now they told us that once they remove subsidy on petrol, that the state they will use it to get us electronic vehicle and gas vehicle. This has been 11 months now. We cannot see any vehicle anywhere. And the palliative the promise they are going to give, we don't see it. Even the last one they said they have released, we don't see it anywhere. And now the government has increased the electricity tariff again. That is so. Everything. Okay, did you know that vehicle renewal license has been increased since? And there's a money attached to it that every driver will be paying yearly.
Yes, it was announced.
Vehicle renewal.
Yes, it was 1,000.
Yes, everything that the poor man has been enjoying before now, government has taken it off from the poor man. Even the food that poor man manages to enjoy before the garage, he can't afford it any longer. Last time I told it in my community, about 10 women are trading on cassava. They are doing that. But today they are no longer doing it. Only one woman are left in the business because of the cost of transportation. Many of them that are managing with small money cannot cook. Because when they buy cassava at super rate, you realize that the transportation to bring it home is even more than the money they use in buying the cassava. So many of them have dropped in business. Only one woman that are financial buoyant that are still dealing on this type of business. And I cut across other sectors. Many small scale business people have left the business. And government is telling us it's for better is for the later settlement of Nigeria.
I understand what he's saying, that before now, both Band A and Band E, Band B or C, they were paying the same amount of money. Yes. Now, after the increase, they have been paying for darkness all the while. That is quite understandable as well. But this entire increase is for the Band A classification. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Martha, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to you.
Welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you. My name is Tony. I'm calling from Lokoguma.
Hi, Tony.
I don't know why some elders choose to lie. Now, we are not to attack anybody, but here we had people who told us that pure subsidy removal was meant to benefit the poor, that all along the rich men were enjoying this subsidy and the poor men weren't enjoying. Master, you and I would remember, I can vouch for the fact now that even as at today, the rich men still travel with their convoys, still move around with their 10, 6, 12 vehicle convoys around. And the poor man cannot even fuel his car to the office, cannot even join public transportation every day to the office. And we state that it is meant to benefit the poor. Now, an elder is saying that 12 accused disappeared. The same elder was in this country when 2-3 weeks ago. In fact, it has been a recurring decimal that you have accused. People should not lie. That is not the issue. Talking about tariff increase. Yeah. Master, what we had yesterday was that this was determined by the exchange rate. And we begin to ask ourselves, is there no this same exchange rate that they say they brought down? How could it have impacted the increase up to 300%? And they are telling the cost of transportation, the cost of everything that we're going to face matter. I think we start telling ourselves the truth and not to bemoan our faith. That is all I have to say. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you for that contribution right there. But yes, we're going to go on a very short cash-out break. You know, we all need money too. So while we're talking, we're also going to look for money to survive. So please keep it locked in with us. We definitely will be right back.
102.3 Abuja.
The city of Abuja is out to encounter one day of perfection, completeness, power, authority, healing, and breakthrough conference 2024. One day to shape the new year as the year begins. We lay the foundations with prayers, fasting, and prophetic directions from God's mouthpieces. Come and ignite your new year in the fires of God's presence with our pastor, Pastor Carthegiu Benson, and special guest speakers, Minister K.I. and Joshua Moses, on the 20th of April 2024. Venue, Zoological Garden, opposite Area 1 Shopping Complex, Gurki, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Come and command your day. Remember, God can be trusted.
Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 080 3596 5170. 080 3596 5170. You can visit our office at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Motor Park, Abuja.
Through our research and policy memos, we have identified the challenges facing youth civic participation. Now, it's time to equip you with the tools you need to engage with government agencies and elected leaders effectively. Are you tired of feeling sidelined in the governance process? Do you want to make a difference in your community? Don't let your voice go unheard. Tune into Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Civic Marches and be part of the movement for a more inclusive, accountable, and transparent government. Our mission is clear: to bridge the gap between citizens and government, ensuring that public resources are located to address your priorities. The Civic Marches is sponsored by ProMed Foundation with the support of the Nigerian Youth Futures Fund, NYFF.
Hi there! Do you want to know how to get the correct approval or documents for your land and property? Do you need the right information on how you can prevent your building from being demolished? Then tune in to Town Planning Program on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Thursday by 5 p.m.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.
Eagles 102.3.
All right, good people. Thank you for staying tuned to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And this is your radio experience you can count on. We have about 15 minutes until we wrap up the show right here in the studio. And of course, it's the General Open Banters where we get to talk about any and everything. I don't want to say be devil in the country, but yes, it's it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yes, my name is GB.
GB, it's good to have you join us.
Yeah. On the issue of the increased tariff for Banter,
Okay.
To me, it's a welcome development because it covers my area. It is lifestyle.
Okay.
And if they can give me 20 hours of supply per day, I will have a great reduction in the money I spent on generator.
Okay.
Now, 1 liter of fuel is 680 naira. I buy 30 liters, selling it for between 3 days to 1 week. Hello? If you look at that, that means in a month, I will buy almost like 18,000 multiplied by 4 or 5. Almost 90,000 naira in a month. But if I can get 20 hours and I say 10,000 and it gives me like 10, 15, 10, 12 days supply, constantly, I think it's cheaper for me. In the end, I was paying like 30,000 naira in a month. Look at the money I spent on generator, money I spent on fuel, I mean, buying a plug, maintenance, and the rest. To me, it's cheaper to have 20 hours a day at that rate than on generator. Okay. I just pay the content to my office because normally the money we spend in running office on generator very, very good. So to me, it's welcome development. But the prayer is coming out. Would the district to that 20 hours generator supply per day? We will not give excuses of the big gas failure, this one happened, transmission line panel, and the rest. That's where the issue is. If government can compare the neck and compare them, to tell you must give this people that 20 hours per day. To me, I will love it because it reduces drastically my spending on power. In your office there, if you have 20 hours per day, you will see the amount you will drain. In spending money on diesel, and running your generator, your on diesel generator. To me, the welcome development, if they can keep to it, to me, it's quite cheaper for me.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GB, for that contribution right there. Now, this is we're talking about 15% of the 12 million electricity consumers are affected. 15% of the 12 million are affected. And now 800 feathers were categorized as band A guys. These are the guys that this increase will be affecting right now. And those in the rural areas will not be affected. According to the report, it says that those in the rural areas will not be affected. Now, NER CNG has reduced it to 500 feathers by this entire increase right here. So yes, people, this is what we're talking about right here. People in the rural communities will not be affected. Is band A guys, and that's about 15% of the 12 million electricity consumers that will be affected. 800 feathers were categorized as band A. So this is not an increment that would be affecting every single person. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear sister Martha. I greet Holy Ray as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. This is Alamin calling for the entire area.
All right, it's good to have you.
You see, Martha and Holy Ray. I have a problem. I've not been against, increment. I know change, is a constant thing. And but again, my only concern is how suddenly, whenever the government wants to implement a policy that has economic or financial consequences against we the citizens, it is usually done within the stretch of 24 hours or less. But when it has to do with policy that will improve the life of the people, it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years plan. When I heard of the increments, I did my unfortunately. I'm using the word unfortunately in this instance because I think for the last 8 weeks now, our electricity supply here in Guarimpa has been terrible. We hardly even enjoy up to 7 hours. And then they said Guarimpa is one of that is captured under the band. On Monday, April 1st, I did a top up to 20,000. That 20,000 usually gets the 293 units. So when we heard of the rumor, increment, just this morning before going to the office, I said let me even confirm. So I did a renewal, an additional top up of 20,000. And then what I got was 154.2 units. So it means it has been implemented. Now, we are not having light. We hardly have light up to 5-8 hours in the in Guarimpa for the last 8 weeks. So this is a fraud on a large scale. How the federal government through the NERC sanction, that very policy is still beyond me. Why you will not give them mandate? Look, before you can go ahead and implement this increment, you have to improve your power supply to this so-called band A and whatever group is. I'm ready and willing to pay.
And they call it 24 hours. I think it's 24 hours.
We enjoy at least approximately 17 hours, no doubt, some days more. But I'm saying in the last 8 weeks or more, we hardly have light for up to 6-8 hours. And then immediately, I said I just confirmed, I got to screenshot and send to you now. They have implemented it already. 20,000 that will get me 293 units, got me 154.2 units this morning. It means they have already implemented in less than 24 hours without doing anything about improving the power supply. This is fraudulent. This is a scam. If the government cannot intervene and either reverse it back or give them matching orders to go ahead and improve the power supply, for for us to enjoy that
what you are
20
paid
hours.
for. Yeah.
Yes, if it's for that 20 hours, I'm more than willing to pay. But if you have not increased it, you have no right to implement the policy just yet. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Alameng.
At this point, right, you agree with me that the standard of surviving and living in Abuja, in Nigeria as a whole, is increasing by the day. So electricity adding to what we're already dealing with is going to be double. So
And
it's not everybody that will survive this.
And the thing is, from the angle Alameng is
Yeah.
coming from, it's not about increasing the tariff.
Yes.
You know, whether this increase in tariff is for band A, band B, or band C now, right? It's not about increasing the tariff.
Yeah.
It's about getting the value of what you have
Of what you're
increased
paying for.
the tariff
because
for.
now in some areas they don't see constant electricity supplies. You don't have lights more than 2 times in a week, and then you're paying high for the same thing. You are not getting value.
Because
for
I
it.
remember a few people who were actually connected to the band A. It's called 24 hours in some of this. They call them 24. They call it 24 hours. Like yes,
Yeah.
and it's barely even 10 hours.
So you see,
You know, so
that is the
if
thing.
before this is being implemented, I think there should be some level of, you know, check and balance,
Yes.
checks and balance, like